up, you guys? It is K-Swan with Road Rash Off-Road, and on this episode of Overland Overhaul, we're going to look at something super fun, more of a luxury, less of a necessity. But one question, what do you guys do about hot water when you're overlanding or you're exploring in the trails? I've got two different options in which I acquired water for showers and washing dishes when I was on the trail that I'm going to show you, but I'm also going to compare it to the brand new tankless hot water shower that we are including on the Road Rash Jeep. Let's jump in the back of the Jeep and unbox this brand new product by Camplux. So these are the two options that I've previously used. This one was the very first one that I used. You've probably seen this inexpensive version on Amazon. You fill up the water bag here, kind of leave it in the sun for a little bit, hang it up. The sun just kind of heats it up and it gets a little hot. The problem is this little bitty tiny spigot gives you next to no water. It lasts maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and it just dribbles out. So I only used this for probably about a month, and then I said, yeah, this thing's got to go. So where I went from there, you guys have probably seen these small compact bags. The good thing about this is it does pack up really small when you're keeping it in the Jeep. And it does add a lot of pressure. So you fill this with water, set it on the ground, and then now you have this kind of foot pump right here. So the foot pump will continue to pump and put pressure in this bag, and then you're able to kind of hang this little kitchen nozzle thing up on your Jeep, and it kind of just sprays out. Got this little rubber thing, kind of covers up the handle, and in that way it keeps it cold shut. This was a good option for a little bit. It definitely provided the water I needed, and it provided a little bit of comfort with regards to shower. I could never get the water hot in here unless I just filled it up 3/4 of the way, put some boiling water, pour it over top of it. The only way you can really get hot water in this thing. So a company called Camplux reached out to me and said, would I be willing to throw this in the rig? I said, yes, I would love to include that in the Road Rash pack out. So today we're going to unbox the brand new Camplux tankless hot water heater. We're going to hook it up to the propane. I'm going to show you guys how it works, and we're going to install it on the Jeep, and maybe even, if we have enough time, take a little shower to try it out. Let's get this box open. First, let's just take a look at some details that they list on the box before we open it, and then we'll see what comes inside. So Camplux lists that it's lightweight, fully portable, instant and endless 24-hour power and water, easy controls, on and off shower head, up to 3.0 PSI on startup, 28,000 BTU per hour. It can hold up to a 20-pound gas bottle. We're only using a 5-pound. And then you can bring in any water source, and it's got a 5-year safety protection and a 1-year warranty on this particular unit. Now the model that we're using today is the AY132BP43, and then it's the gray color. So let's open up this box. They said it's about 15 pounds, 18 pounds with everything on it. So let's open this up and see what's in it. Now you know this is the perfect job for Bebe. So as soon as you open up, you get the blue hose here. We'll determine where all these go once we get inside this box. You've got this box here. I assume this is going to be most of our power, and we're going to need Bebe for that. And then here we have our main unit, and it looks like it's already attached here with our gas line. So that's good. We don't have to worry about that. And then here we've got a nice little water pump that we can draw water straight from the lake or the river or whatever our source is. That's great. So we're going to take a look at some details about the Camplux hot water heater. The operation is super simple on this. You've got two knobs for the gas, minimum and max, for the water, minimum and max. And then on your hookups down here, you got your gas line here. They're super easy and labeled very well. You got your water out here. You got your water inlet here. This is your drain plug, which we'll talk about that in just a few moments. But then you've got here is an open and close. So this is for 2 D batteries. They do not come included. You'll have to install those to get the igniter to light. Now, in addition, you get a little bit of information about, I say a little bit of information. This is a lot of information about your hot water heater, and all the details about what each connection does here, and some care and maintenance for it. So this is pretty important to kind of hang on to. But we are going to open up this second box here and just kind of see what comes in this box. We need Bebe. Red hose, so this is going to be your out of the tank into your shower head. You've got your shower head, simple on off, and you can change a little bit of the spray head on the nozzle here. And then you've got some quick disconnects that we're going to hook up to the bottom of our tank. That'll be super easy to plug our hose in and out. It's a little holder that you can hold your shower head if you wanted to screw it in somewhere. You've got a 12-volt plug, DC plug, if you wanted to plug that directly into your cigarette lighter here. It's got a little on-off switch on it. And then here's kind of a terminal, positive and negative terminal if you want to hook that directly up to the battery, and it's got a little fuse right here. So let's see if we can get this thing wired up on the bottom of our tank, and we'll see if we can get it installed on the side of the Jeep. So the great thing is the gas is already connected, and these fittings are just needed if you're going to plug up a water hose directly to this, but we're not. We're going to be hooking up our pump. So we're going to use just these quick disconnects here. Pull these off. We're going to add a little bit of our plumber's tape on here. So the blue one is going to screw in to the water inlet. Blue for water in. Now red is going to go on the water out, because that is where your hot water is coming out of. Now we don't need to do anything with the drain plug just yet. Just when we unplug it, we'll have to drain it out before we put it all away. Now, as I mentioned, you are going to need to supply your own D batteries for this. We'll open it up. Push these in here. Now they do say that these D batteries last a really long time. Let's get this thing installed on the Jeep. I'll show you how I hook up the gas and everything. Now usually for my rig, all of the extra accessories happens on the passenger side of the rig, just because the back door swings open this way, so it makes it a little inaccessible back here, which is actually a good thing. When I open up my rooftop tent, my ladder comes up from this side. I'm going to install my tank on this side, and then that way the other side of the Jeep, the driver's side of the Jeep, is where everything else happens. I cook back here, I sit and relax on that side where the awning opens up, but back here is the private side. Now I do have plans to relocate this from here and relocate it onto the Rhino Rack backbone system and install it right here. I think that's going to be a great place for it, because my 5-pound tank actually sits on my tire, accessible right here. Let's get that hooked up. So to hold my 5-pound propane tank to the tire, I found this really cool molly panel by Mohawk Designs online. I'll post that in the description below, only because it took me forever to find this thing. I looked everywhere. So it comes with your molly panel here that kind of goes around your tire, along with the strap too that goes around the tire. So I'm going to install this on here, and we'll get that 5-pound propane tank hooked up. All right, we got our tank hooked up. Let's run our gas. We have fuel. Let's get our water set up. Cold water in, hot water out. Get our spigot set up, and then I'll show you how you can make a temporary shower right here on the side of your Jeep. Now with our blue hose, water hose, it came with 2 separate hoses. The one with the quick disconnect here goes straight into the unit, and we're going to add a little coupler on the end of this, and the other end is going to go straight in to our pump. And then we're going to tighten this down. Now the other side of the hose is going to go straight into this side of the pump. Oh, let's add our coupler on here. There we go. Now with your spigot, it just screws simply on to the end here. And now with your quick disconnect, we're going to hook it to the bottom of our unit here. So now we have all of the hoses hooked up to the Camplux. We got our hot water out. We've got our cold water in, and then our gas from our propane. There are several ways that you can actually draw water into this Camplux. On this blue hose, we can remove our quick disconnect, remove this piece here, and we can actually plug a water hose directly into this if we're at home or if we're near a spigot somewhere. So we can draw water straight from a water hose. If you don't have a water hose, put your quick disconnect on. We've got our pump hooked up here. The other side is just open and ready to receive. So we could either drop that directly into the water, into the lake or into the river to draw water in there, or what we're going to do, we're just gonna run down to the river down there just to test it out. And we're gonna fill this bucket up, and then that way we can draw water straight from the bucket. So now you have an infinite water source as long as you're near a body of water like a river or a lake. You can go down and refill as much as possible. We're going to take our end down here, we're going to just stick it in our bucket, and then now we'll be able to draw the water from our bucket into our hot water heater. Okay, so I'm going to kind of show you maybe a temporary setup for a privacy shower. Of course, if you're out dispersed camping and you're by yourself and you know you're by yourself, it really doesn't matter, right? So if you have an old set of tent poles that go maybe to an old tent, or maybe you can just kind of pick up some on Facebook Marketplace, grab one of the poles out and go ahead and just kind of put this thing together. So what we're going to do on our roof rack, we're going to stick one end all the way through the side and curve it around to the other side. So there you go. You can do something super simple like this and just throw some shower curtains on here, and then that will be just kind of a really quick setup. Or you could just do something like this. And now you have extra privacy. Let's take a shower. And so now, when you want to take a shower, put your towel up here. You've got access to your door. It's got all your clothes inside. Here's your volumes here, your gas. You're going to turn your gas down or up. That's going to make it however hot or cold you want it. We're going to try it at about 3/4 right now. And then your water pressure here, max or min, that is about as simple as it gets. So now that we actually have our pump set up, we have a switch here that actually turns the pump on whenever it's time to go. So turn the gas on, turn these settings on, turn our water on, and as soon as that's turned on, then we hit our pump and it starts putting water out. We've got our gas on. Now we're ready to shower. Let's see. Turn our power up. Water pressure up. We've got it on. Let's turn our pump on. So it's not hot yet. Still cold, still cold. Not getting any hot water. I think I had our batteries in backwards. Hang on. Yep, I heard the pilot just light up. And now I can actually see it here. Ooh, that's getting hot already. Ooh, this is awesome. Ooh, that's too hot. Ooh, that's hot. That is like scalding hot. I gotta turn the, ooh, that's hot. Holy cow. So I've got the gas turned all the way down to 0. And that is, okay, now it's warming up. That got really hot there for a second. Now I've got the gas turned all the way down to 0. And it's just warm enough for me to get in it. The pressure is not too much though. I wish it had a little bit more pressure. But you can change the settings to kind of do like more of a little shoot thing. We're already halfway through our bucket though, so it's going to drink water pretty quick. And there we go. We have a camp shower by Camplux. Hot water on the trails. Let's pack this thing up. Now you can see in one quick shower, I used about 3/4 of this bucket. It was all the way full to the top, and then now we're right here to that line. So we used about 3/4 of that bucket in one shower. Good thing is we're right next to a water source, so we could always refill the bucket. Now I would want to get a mat or something that goes down here. That would be just an easy find at like Target or Walmart or something like that, but just something I could put down on the ground to keep that from happening. I love this new Camplux hot water heater. It works exactly how it was supposed to, and it's super easy to set up and break down. With the added quick disconnects that they've added here and my 5-pound tank that sits on the back, it's just a matter of hooking it on the side of the Jeep and plugging it up, and it's ready to go. Now, one of the things that Camplux suggests every time you unhook this is to take this drain plug. After you unhooked everything, pull this drain plug out, make sure all the water's out, and then put it back in. That's going to keep the longevity of your hot water heater. Now, I don't know quite yet where I'm actually going to store this. I've heard a couple of people kind of suggest to Camplux, hey, you should probably create like a little container of some sort just to hold all of this stuff inside the Jeep. There's not a lot. Really, all it is these 2 hoses, the shower head here, and then that pump right there. But if we can kind of take a box, container, contain it all together, little lid on it, keep it in the back of the Jeep. That way, when it's time to shower, we just pull that whole thing out, and that is our shower setup. You guys, that is it for the Camplux hot water shower. We unboxed it, we tested it, I showed you how to hook it up. It is an awesome, awesome addition to the Overland rig, and I'm super excited to put this into use permanently on the Jeep. Now, if you're interested in any of the other videos from our Overland Overhaul video series, video 1, we installed our platform system by Rhino Rack. Go back and click that video right here. I'll show you how to install it and why we chose that roof rack. Now, video number 2 was the unboxing and install of our very first rooftop tent by Nature Nest. Go back and click that video right here. That was the rooftop tent by Nature Nest. Video number 3, we were working on our kitchen. We specifically focused on our brand new refrigerator by Set Power. It's a 47-quart refrigerator. If you guys are interested to see all the details about the refrigerator that we chose for our overlanding rig, click this video right here. This video right here would be number 4, which will be our hot water shower. Now, the upcoming videos that we have coming, what do we use for power? We are now using the Generac GB 2000 watt power bank system to power this entire rig. So we're going to do a review and an unboxing of that video. Make sure you come back to the channel, ring that bell so you don't miss any of those upcoming videos. And then we've got another surprise that we just figured out. We've got a 270-degree awning coming by Nature Nest that is coming for this rig. That is going to be a super, super cool addition as well. You guys, like and subscribe to the channel. We love you guys. See you on the trail. Hold up. Don't leave yet. I've got one little surprise for you. So a friend of mine and a fellow YouTuber Matt Brody, he's got a channel, Simply Must Go, filmed something on his Instagram that I just have to try. And I know you guys probably need to know this. He showed us a super simple way to fold this up instead of fighting with it all the time. I haven't even tried it yet. So I'm gonna see if I can follow what Matt said and see how easy it is. So we're gonna fold it so that it's in half, just like this. And what he said was put it here, put your toe on the bottom of it, and then just twist it and twist it until it just goes down into Matt Brody. Are you kidding me, bro? I've been doing it wrong the whole time. You guys go follow Matt Brody and Simply Must Go. It's a really cool dude.